So, this is my Andy Mineo work in progress review. I didn't get a new setup, as you can tell. So I'm just gonna sit down here and do it. Alright, so I really like this album. I thought it was pretty good. I know it was a throwaway album. It was like all of his throwaways that were stuck on his hard drive, but it was still a lot of good stuff to me. But Andy Mineo is like my number one man when it comes to music. I love Andy Mineo. I've been to quite a few concerts, which I have vlogs of. He's even on one of them because I got to go to VIP. He probably doesn't remember it. If he ever sees this, Andy, you should go check out that video. I got pictures. I'll throw some pictures up right here. Me and Andy from the thing. But some of my friends, I'm biased because he's just my favorite artist. So, I mean, you kind of like, you know, like if someone's your favorite artist, you're gonna like their music. Like, I'm not saying it's like his best stuff for sure, and I'm not saying it's oh, it was the best song ever, but I liked it. But I didn't dislike it, you know. The first song is Reflections, I think is the name of it, and I loved that song. When that song came on, I was like, this album is going to be so good. It's like it talks about like how we like handle stuff, you know, like he says something like, when people are killed on video, people stay quiet. When animals are killed on video, people start a riot. I mean, like kind of like Harambe or whatever. It's just good stuff. Like his lyrics are really good. And then he has like a part in it where he's talking about like a lady he meets in the hospital. She's about to have her babies, and she's like not even a religious person or anything, but like she says she's heard his music and it's helped her through stuff. And he says that's iller than a Grammy, which is like him saying that like his music impacting people is a whole lot better to him than winning a Grammy. It's a good intro for sure. And at the end of it, it does a little Andy Mineo, where are you thing, which was in the Arrow. It's in the I've Been song from the Arrow, which kind of leads me to think that song was supposed to be on the Arrow. Who knows? I mean, they're throwaways, right? And then the second song is the OTOD. It's like the banger on the album, I guess. It's like the one that make you like, oh, you know, he like just spitting. And it was, my guess is it was probably on Magic and Bird. Maybe it just wasn't finished. Wordplay didn't get to do his thing, but it kind of sounds Magic and Birdie to me. Or maybe it was just from a regular album. Keeping It Moving, which was like the first single he released off of it with Governor B. It's good. Like, it's a really good song. I never heard of Governor B before, but he does a really good job. He's like an English artist. I don't even think he normally does rap. I don't know, because I think I looked him up on Apple Music one time and it said he's like a contemporary. So I mean, I haven't got to check him out yet. There's a part in that one, something about the churro, spinning euros and stuff, which that's like, I'm pretty sure that line was taken straight out of there, which is on The Sword. So, I mean, but that song they said they made in like 2 hours or something like that, or maybe it was just an hour. So that one wasn't supposed to be on an album or anything. That was just one they made real fast. I think the next song is I Don't Need You. And I didn't like it at first. When I first heard the I Don't Need You song, I thought it was real cocky and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what Andy Mineo is doing right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. But then the second half of the verse, or the song, he flips it over and starts like saying, oh, I do need you. I do need this. I need this. And then you realize that, like, what he was like, I was like his past self, or like his pride or whatever, just saying, yo, I don't need you. But then he realizes like, dang, maybe I do at the end. So it ends up being a really good song. It's kind of one of the more, I guess, kind of like jumpy, like head bopping songs. He uses like an example of a middle finger, because he's saying I don't need you. I've been like holding this middle finger up so long that my arm's hurting. And I mean, I don't know if Andy's really out there throwing middle fingers, but I don't think that's the case. I just think that's like what he was saying, you know, like he's like saying like, you know, like screw you to the world is what he's been saying, but now he's realizing he really doesn't need people. So I mean, you don't take it that literally is what I'm thinking. It really gives me the Sword vibes from like, it sounds kind of like it gives me vibes of like the none of my business kind of type. So I don't know if it was supposed to be on The Sword or not, but that's my guess. It actually has like callbacks to other songs or Easter eggs, or you're gonna call them, like bump score. You already know, like on Magic and Bird, there was a song titled Ruts, or Ruts, it stands for about to score, and that's what the hook was on that song. And then his probably said, "I did my dance," which is also a callback to another Magical Bird song titled "Dance," which in the hook they say, "I'm doing my dance." So I mean, there's a lot of callbacks and stuff, which I think is neat. And then the 1988 song, I always want to call it Time. I don't know why. I think it's called Time because it says time in it like a million times. But 1988, it was originally released on like SoundCloud like years ago. Maybe like not that. Maybe it was just a year or two ago. I don't know. It feels like a while back. But he put it on SoundCloud. It's a good song. It's like a real deep song, like lyric wise. When you're listening to it, you're just like, oof. Like you feel the lyrics. There's like a part where he says something like the Beatles thought they were more famous than Jesus, but no one knew who he was until he made a song with this person. But a million people still gather on Sundays. Like Jesus, he's throwing facts on this album. I'm telling you, I don't really think the album was supposed to be on an album. I don't know. I think it was more like a birthday thing because it was like when he turned 30. The song was about him like becoming older, and then you come to Anything But Country, and this is one of the funnest ones on the album. I'm telling you, this is one that I jam to like a lot. But then I got friends that don't care for it, which is fine. Because, I mean, it's definitely different because he tries to mix like hip-hop with country, and I know what you're thinking. It's all little nods, whatever, but this song was actually supposed to be on Uncomfortable. And Uncomfortable came out in 2015. So he did it a long time ago, but he was too scared to release it because he thought it might end up being a big song just because of how, like, he said it was, like, kind of corny. I watched the podcast, so that's how I know about this. But he said, that's not the song he wanted to be known by. Kind of like You Can't Stop Me is kind of what he's known by because that song kind of, went big. But so that's why he never released it. And he said he's still really nervous about it when he released it. But I think people took it well. Man, I think it's a fun song to jam to because, I mean, I kind of felt the same way. I didn't start listening to country until about probably sometime this year. I mean, my parents used to listen to it when I grew up, but then they switched it to like contemporary Christian music. So I mean, I kind of like haven't heard country for a long time, and now it's really changed. And now some of the stuff you listen to on country is like, is this really country? But it's like, it's whatever. I'm not here to talk about country music. The song Another Me, I like a lot, and it turns out Gavi produced it, and Gavi knows what he's doing. But the song, it just has like a really good like hook to me, really catchy, and it kind of like reminds me of like Candy Rain, Love, those type things, because he's singing about his wife. And then the little podcast clip before Another Me, I liked a lot. It was something about a football player, and he's never gonna skip date night to hang out with the guys from the football team because football will end, like his career will end at some point, but his marriage is supposed to last forever. So I mean, in the song, it's just like, it's really good, the lyrics really good. And if I had to guess, I would have guessed it was on Uncomfortable. I don't know, it kind of feels like Uncomfortably. And after that was Till Death. And Till Death was probably my least favorite on the album. Like, I don't know, but I do like it a lot more than I did. Because, I mean, I don't know if y'all watched my reaction video to it, but I didn't really like it. But then, like, while I was watching the video, I started bumping my head to it and realizing how catchy it was. And now I listen to it more than I did. It's kind of like a sequel to the Love song to me. It seems like almost like it was supposed to, like, he was going to put Love out or this song. They sound like really similar to me for some reason. I don't know. So, with that being said, I think it was probably on Uncomfortable. But then again, maybe all these were just, like, not supposed to be on things. They were just songs he's made. I don't know. And then, like, the next one was called, like, So Gone Easy, I think was the name of it. And it's got B Keys in it, which is cool. I think he's been in, like, stuff with John Galyean, B Keys. I think that's what I've seen him on before. And he does really good. That's another one that just, like, he spits fire in. And if I was to guess, I would guess it was on The Sword, because it kind of sounds like the song Donuts to me. It kind of has that kind of vibe. And then, Honest to God, I love that song. That song came out on SoundCloud like 2017, I think. And I loved that song. I was like, why is this not on iTunes, Like, put this out. When I saw that this was going to be on this, I was so excited. And it's got the lyrics on it are so real to me. Like, that song, like, every time I listen to it, I feel like I hear something else. It's just like, dang, you know? I used it for one of my Instagram captions back in, like, I think it had to be 2017. I don't know, I'll go on my Instagram, screenshot it, put it up here so y'all can see it. It's so good. Love that song. And then he had like the remixes, I guess, type thing. He had like an I Ain't Done, like a Beam version. The producer Beam redid. And I didn't like it that much. I mean, I like the setup, the whole like him talking about anxiety and him like putting in like how he made it, and the dun 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 dun, and how it turns into the beat. That part, I mean, I was getting hype. I'm like, man, it's gonna go. But then like the arcade-ish 8-bit thing it does, I wasn't that into it. I like the old one a lot better. But I can tell that it was Beam that made it, because it kind of sounds like it's from Magic and Bird. Like, I did like the first verse. The first verse is a lot different. It's like he's kind of like singing instead of rapping. Like, I'm trying to remember how it goes. It's kind of more of a flow, and I like that. I kind of wish that he kept that in the original version. There could have been like 3 verses or so. Then Family Photo Part 2. I was kind of disappointed because it said Part 2, so I thought it was gonna be like a second half of the song, but it was just the same song. Just some of the lyrics were swapped, and I honestly didn't notice any difference in the production when I first listened to it. My friend Nick told me about that. He said, "Man, no, dude, the beat's a lot different." So then I listened to it again. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is." But I'd still listen to the original over that one, which is good, right? Because I mean, these are the ones that he didn't put out. So I mean, I think the ones that he actually put out were better. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, as a whole, I like it. You can tell that it's not like a bodied album, I guess. Like Uncomfortable and, you know, like Heroes for Sale, Neverland, like all those, you can tell they're like a part of the same thing, and you can tell that all these songs were just random songs, you know. Like the podcasts in between them, it's really neat. Like, it's really neat the first time, but then like, I mean, I deleted them because like I didn't want to listen to podcasts like every time. And now I'm catching up on the actual podcast that he released, like on YouTube and in the podcast app. I've been catching up on those now because they're super interesting. Just like his whole thought process behind music and behind the scenes type stuff. So I mean, if you're into that, you should check that out for sure. I put it at 4, probably, because I mean, the music on it's good. So like, the only thing that I don't like about it, I guess it's like I said, you can tell it's just kind of random. And I think you can kind of tell that the Family Photo Part 2 and the I Ain't Done, like, they're just not as good as the originals. So that kind of like, but I like it a lot. So I highly recommend it. Andy Mineo, Work in Progress. It's fire. I promise you. Yeah, that's about it. That's my review on it, because I don't really feel like there's that much else to say. I mean, except for I'm ready for the next EPs to come out. Andy, come on. Yeah, so comment, let me know what you thought about the album if you listened to it. I wanna know what y'all thought. I don't know if I'll make another music review or not, but you know, you gotta try things. Alright. Later.